Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmos, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Stay posted, stay tuned. You know I always drop the latest and the hottest. Now, I did a video a little while ago, and it was rumored that Dana White was coming into the boxing world with the UFC, not leaving the UFC. And I guess those are no longer rumors. Shout out to the Los Angeles Times, Lance Pugmire. He did an interview with Dana White, link in the description. And Dana White, he basically confirmed what I said in that previous rumor video. He says, and I quote, no, I'm not leaving the UFC. I'm getting into boxing with WME/IMG head Ari Emanuel. And the UFC will be doing boxing too. It's still early on. We're still working on it. I've got to get my stuff together, but I'm getting into boxing, man. It's coming. He also explored the idea of potentially working with Haymon. He says, Al and I haven't talked about this at all. We'll see who's interested when I say, let's do this. It's harder than just saying we're getting into boxing. We still have got some homework to do. I feel like I could do it better than everyone else. I love the sport. Wow. Link in the description. Now, I said this in the previous video. When it comes to boxing, I'm a fair critic. And new things like this, I can't tell you one way or another how it will be until I see how the UFC and Dana White, once they get into boxing, how they run things, who they acquire, things like that. But as a boxing fan, this is exciting times. This interests me. I will give it a chance. You know what I mean? That's how I operate. See, just like when Al Haymon came out with Premier Boxing Champs, boxing back on prime time, there was a lot of people at the time said this was destined to fail. Al Haymon's the cancer of boxing. He won't make competitive fights. I'd rather pay for my fights on HBO or Showtime. Just ridiculous stuff. People didn't want to give Al Haymon a chance. So just like I gave Al Haymon a chance with PBC, I'm going to give Dana White a chance. And we don't really know what he's bringing to the table until he does it. But I will say this. I covered Mayweather McGregor in Las Vegas earlier this year. I had a good time for that fight week. And I talked to people who normally don't cover boxing. They were really there because there was a UFC fighter fighting a boxer. And obviously that's Conor McGregor. And what some of those people told me about the way boxing press week was, fight week was, as opposed to a UFC event, they said it's much different. They said UFC decks out the catering and the fight week is super organized. The credentialing, everything. They just said everything was smooth. So if they do have that type of tight lock, well-oiled machine for a business and they bring it over to boxing, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I've been to fight weeks, and I'm not going to say no names, but I've been to fight weeks where things didn't really roll out smoothly. It seemed a bit unorganized, stuff like that. So if the UFC, just from having so many of their own press weeks and stuff for UFC, and it is what the guy told me, and they integrate that into the boxing world, then this could be a good thing. The other thing is I like the prospect of Dana White again working with Al Haymon. This, like, people don't understand, this is big business. And all the people who try to count Al Haymon out, he's a masterclass businessman. Now, Dana White didn't say Al Haymon is definitely part of his plans, but he didn't rule it out. So to me, that's something big. He just worked with him for the Mayweather fight. So this could be big business. And you know what I mean? There has to be a reason why UFC is even interested in getting into boxing. Now, Zuffa, they had a Zuffa boxing shirt Dana White was wearing. So this was only a matter of time. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that propelled the rumors. But I like this. This could be huge. What if Al Haymon and his big-ass stable teams up with Dana White and they start promoting fights? You know what I mean? And the fighters like it. The fight cards, because people forget Al Haymon is an advisor. He, by law, cannot promote. That's why Lou DiBella puts on some of his shows, Richard Schaefer. And then if they get Dana White, another promoter, to put on shows. This could be big. And I told you, in my personal opinion, certain things that the UFC does, I think would be a good look. Like the UFC Embedded series. Let's say they, hypothetically, let's say they did start working with Al Haymon, and then they took the horns, the realm of Errol Spence Jr. versus Lamont Peterson. I would love to see like boxing embedded. You know what I mean? UFC boxing embedded, and do a special on that. You know what I mean? Go to DeSoto, Texas, go to DC, and then do that same webisode that they do for UFC big fights. High quality stuff, color grading, all that stuff. So I'm open to it. Obviously I need more information. I got to see how it looks when things are set up. Does it feel weird? But a lot of stuff in boxing, to be honest, and just anything, like Instagram. When Instagram first came out, you could do 15-second videos. When it first came out, they probably didn't have videos. Now you could do a minute-long videos. When they first came out, let's say it had 6 filters. Now they have 15 filters. So advancements and upgrades come as time goes on. Like I remember PBC used to do some goofy ring entrances, and it looked like the show The Contender. They don't really do that anymore. You know what I mean? So they find out what works or what doesn't work. And this could be big, man. Some people, mark my words, this could be big if Dana White comes there. And the other thing is the UFC, they earned a lot of money. You know what I mean? Or they were sold for a lot of money. So if they come to boxing and spend some of that money to make these events big, this could be big stuff. And it's going to put a hurting on Golden Boy, I would say, maybe even Top Rank. You know what I mean? If Al Haymon joins forces with Dana White too, this is going to have like a little army. But I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. Dana White didn't elaborate his plans. He just said he's coming to boxing. Link in the description. Make sure you like the button. Let me know what you think of this too, but make sure you guys comment, like, as always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.